Okay. All right. Good. See, I'm just the assistant. So, anyways, uh, Shelly and I are Platinum 2 Elite 3s out of Ontario, Canada. We've been with Modere for about 4.5 years. My background personally, I actually was in manufacturing and construction for most of my life. So, 14 years ago, we were introduced to this industry, and it was an eye opener, to say the least, for me. Gone on to do this full time with my wife. Like I said, we've been with Modere for 4.5 years, and it has been incredible. This industry has definitely changed my life, my vision of what's possible, and I hope you all have that because you're on here for a reason, right? So, like I said, when I was an employee, goals were New Year's resolutions that we never wrote down and just said, hey, I want, maybe I'll make some more money this year. Maybe I'll do this, right? But the thing I've learned and I'm very passionate about is goal setting. And not just setting your goals at the beginning of a year, but setting long term, mid-term, and short term goals to have success in your life. I say hands down, do I reach all my goals or do we reach all our goals as a couple? No, not personally, not in our business, but over time, we have reached our goals, right? When we came to Modera, our goal was, we gave it a 5-year plan to go Elite 3, and in 3.5 years, we hit Elite 3. So, would anybody, you can raise your hand if you'd be happy hitting Elite 3 in 3.5 years or less, right? So, and it wasn't like we came in blind and said, this is what we want to do. We set specific targets, we mapped it out, and we keep ourselves accountable to it. So, I'm going to teach you something that I learned a few years ago. I went back to college for business, and I was actually really excited that they taught this in college. Like, I've been through Darren Hardy and Tony Robbins and all these different goal settings, Eric Worre, Naturally the Z's and everything they do, Justin Prince and their goal setting. They didn't get to where they are by accident. They got to where they are because they set goals, they held themselves accountable, and they had a map, right? So what we're doing is the SMART approach to goal setting. So SMART's going to be an acronym here. So goals, if you don't have goals, you don't have a map to where you want to go, right? So goals are exactly what you want to do to where you want to be. So I'm going to take as much of this and apply it to our business in Modere as possible, right? Because that's what you guys are here for. Naturally, we're going to have our own personal goals. We're going to have our health goals, our finance goals, our education goals, our spiritual goals, all that stuff. But tonight, I want to focus on goals that are going to help you grow your business, right? So, like I said in the beginning, we start with long-term, mid-range, and short-term goals. But the SMART approach, number one, the S stands for specific. Your goals have to be specific. Saying that, if anybody a Tony Robbins fan, if you're a Tony Robbins fan, raise your hand. He does a training called RPM, which is Rapid Planning Method. But what he says, when it comes to goal setting, very few people set goals. Like, it's a very small percentage. And even with when you set goals, you go after it, because I know I have lists of goals and I still don't accomplish them because I haven't mapped them out enough, and I'm not doing the activities, or I haven't made them specific enough. So the S is for specific. So saying I want to make more money, he says, hey, give me $1 and get out of here. I want to lose some weight. Oh, here, you lost a pound, get out of here, kind of thing, right? You have to be super specific to exactly what you want to accomplish, right? So in our business, like, what specific rank do you want to hit by the end of the year? So there's your long-term goal, right? So by the end of the year, I want to hit Platinum 1, or I want to hit Elite, or I want to hit Director 1, whatever that rank is. And then what do you need to hit it? Like, how many customers do you need? How many social marketers do you need in your team? And the dynamic of our business too, which you'll learn as you're growing a team, is that your goals are not always going to necessarily align with the goals of your team, right? You might have individuals in your team that enrolled, but they only want to go bronze, they only want to go silver, they only want to go team leader. They don't want to go Director 1, Director 2, Platinum 1, Platinum 2, Platinum Black, Elite, right? So you have to make sure when you're building an organization that you know what your team's goals are, because naturally you want everybody to align for you to advance in your business, but you want to make sure that the people in your team, that you're accountable to their goals too, right? Like, some people refer to what we do as herding cats sometimes, because everybody wants to go off in a different direction. But at least if you know their goals, you know which people within your organization are going to be the ones where you're going to focus more time on to hit your goals, right? So, and then, you got to have that mindset. You're going to do it, with them, for them, and then that's going to continue to help you hit your goals. So, the more specific and the more vivid your goals are, the greater chance you have to achieve them, right? And then you need like a call to action. Like, so what do I need to do? What does your team need to do to hit those specific goals that you want to achieve? So, sorry, I got some notes here just so I don't lose my train of thought. But the second letter is M. So, M stands for measurable. Like, you have to be able to measure your goals, like from where you are now. So, if you're a team leader, how my goal has to get me to senior team leader, has to get me to director. So, can I measure like where I'm at to where I want to be, right? Do you want your business to grow a certain percentage month over month? I'm big in numbers on our team. That's kind of my claim to fame, is that everybody's like, oh, he's the numbers guy, right? So I track numbers. Like, I have books upon books in our office, and now I actually do it online. But where our numbers have gone, so I can compare year previous to last month, right? And then I can calculate the growth, and I can do that to our team as well. So measurable, oh, somebody just asked what M is. M is measurable, right? So what do you need to achieve your goal? Like, can you measure it, right? It's great to say I want to hit a certain rank, but if you don't have, you know, actual metrics that you can measure within your goal, how are you going to get there, right? So the third is A, third letter is A. So we had specific for S, we had measurable for M, and now we have A. So achievable. So you probably heard this before. A goal without a plan is just a dream, right? Oh, somebody's raised their hand, but I don't know why. But so a goal without a plan is just a dream. So, you might have that goal to go elite, or platinum, but having a goal isn't good enough. You have to make sure that you're doing the activities that you need to do to achieve it, right? You can't say, you know what, I want to go elite by the end of this year, but I'm only willing to put in an hour a day, 5 days a week, right? So you have to make sure that they're achievable for what you want to do and where you want to be in your business. So, on top of that, you have to be continuously developing yourself, like your emotional, physical, and intellectual capacity, meaning you have to grow, right? Like, it took us 14 years of setting goals and tracking them and, putting it through what we need to do step by step to get to where we are at Elite 3. It just didn't happen. It was continuously setting, resetting, growing, getting better, right? So part of that is going to be attending events. It's going to make sure you're on these calls. It's going to be taking notes. And yes, you will hear the same things over and over and over, but it might be in a different perspective from one person to another, right? So you really want to make sure that's part of the journey, right? Like, your goals, you have to grow to hit your goals, because what'll happen is you'll hit a ceiling, right? We always talk about this. You'll hit a ceiling in your business where your emotional and intellectual intelligence have to grow for you to get to that next level, right? Maybe it's a training component that you're missing. Maybe it's, understanding the compensation model better, learning really what you have to do in terms of numbers and stuff to be able to lift your team up to go to that next level, right? Maybe it's, I'm really good at selling, but maybe I need to, raise the bar in how I recruit, or vice versa, right? All right. So then we go to R. So S was specific, M was measurable, A was achievable, and R is realistic. So there's nothing wrong with having big dreams. We all have massive dreams, right? Like, I want nothing more than to go Elite Black 3, and I know my wife does too. And but it's a huge undertaking, right? So we have to be aware what it takes to achieve them, right? Like, if you ever watch the Olympics, go, man, I want to win a gold medal, but do you know how many years of sacrifice and how much training and how much detail it goes into being and developing those skills that someone has to achieve that, right? So, your goal is to build a team, for example, or to build a customer pod, but you're not putting in enough customers and you're not recruiting anybody. right? Or, you know what, I can only, like I said, I'll go back to, I can only do 10 hours a week in my business or 5 hours a week. But if you want to get to those higher levels, it's going to take you more time to invest. It's going to take more sacrifice. It's going to take, I can't say anything because we can't go and do anything, but when we go back to normality and you're able to do things, I mean, we've sacrificed personally a lot in our lives, with our family, to achieve what we've achieved, right? You don't get to where you want to be. Like if you want to hit the top, you want to go elite, even, director and building from there, or team leader, right? There has to be an investment of time. So, and don't set yourself up to be disappointed. We learned this a long time ago. It's great to want to, hit that top rank or make so much money in your business or do whatever. But sometimes you haven't grown the skill set, or sometimes maybe it's not the timing for you to be able to achieve that. So maybe you need to reevaluate, right? So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with setting realistic goals and growing from there. Like we see too many times that, someone will come into our organization and they'll be like, I want to go director. But to go director, you have to hit senior consultant, you have to go team leader, you have to go senior team leader to get to director, right? Or same on the seller side. I want to go platinum. I want to be a platinum 3. To get to any of these ranks, you have to go through the process of first becoming a bronze, then becoming a silver. And if you want to do it on the builder side, or you want to grow a team, you have to be able to teach it. So until you can do it yourself, it's going to be difficult for you to achieve it. So set those realistic goals that, hey, you know what? I can legitimately put, 10 hours a week into my business, right? So I can take those 10 hours and I can grow from there. And then what happens is you start growing a team, you're putting in 10 hours. You have, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people putting in 10 hours. So then your business is exponentially growing. On the seller side, that's all on you, right? So you have to find where you want to be in terms of the compensation plan. When you're setting that realistic goal, like if I'm trying to go platinum black or platinum 3 or platinum 1, or whatever that goal is that going to take me away from building on the builder side, right? Like, am I going to be spending more time on customers than I am building, an organization? Because naturally, like I said, the customer side of it is all on you building, you setting those goals. You know what? If I want to go platinum, I need 750 points every week to go platinum, right? But if you're on the builder side, then you have the other dynamics of onboarding people, keeping them accountable, keeping them plugged in, helping them reach their goals too, right? So you have to be able to kind of navigate yourself through that as you're building your organization. So, and then like setting, like, you can always raise the bar on your goals. You can always take that next step from, I want to be team leader this month, and then 90 days from now, I want to be director 1. And then same with the seller side, right? And what do you have to do? And mapping it out. Like, I'm going to get into that in the next one, but really taking the time to map out what exactly you have to do. So, for example, everybody, congratulations on just what a crazy year it's been so far. I'm sure if you guys are brand new, you're like, yeah, this is like insane, right? But every month, when the month closes, I sit down at my computer and I draw out where the people that are going to hit the next ranks in our team, how they're going to hit them. So if you're on Justin's training the other day where he talks about going from the bottom up, I do that every month and teach my team that, because we want them to have a roadmap so they can put their goals on the wall and they can see exactly what they have to do to achieve it, right? And it always starts from the bottom. When you're building ranks, like outside of your customer pod, it always starts from the bottom of your business. So then we'll get to T, which will finish off SMART. So we had specific for S, we had measurable for M, we had achievable for A, we had realistic for R, and now we're going to talk about time bound, right? So the more it goes, time bound and specific go one on one, like tie in hand in hand. So you have a specific goal, then you have to have a target of when you want to accomplish it, right? So Shelly and I run our business week to week. So we're consistently, if you want to hit a goal by the end of the month, how are we going to do it? Like, where are you on day 7? Where are you on day 14? Where are you on day 21? And where are you on day 28? And then what activities do you have to do specifically every day to achieve that weekly target to end up getting your monthly target. So you take the big target. So it could be 90 days. You could be doing a run in your business where you want to go 90 days from now, I want to be at a specific rank. So you can do it by volume, then you can divide it over those 90 days, which would be 12 weeks. So you have the number of what you need to do weekly, and then you can break it down further if it's a team goal of what specifically your team has to do or the ones that are willing to do it, and then you work it out that way, and then you can draw out the goals they have, right? So for example, platinum is 3,000 points, right? So how many customers do you need every week? So 750 points each week. So at the end of the week, you sit down, you log into your back office, and you go, well, I only have 500 points. So then the next week, so you have an extra 200 or 250 points that you have to achieve by the end of the month. Do you have smart ships? Do you have, is there a promotion coming up where you can get more customers? So you have to break it down. Like I know it sounds like work, but if you want to achieve anything, your goals are work. Like that's part of, what I want to get to X. Well, I have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G to help me hit that goal. Right. So one thing that I teach a lot within our organization, and we learned this from, our previous experience in the industry, is whiteboard training. Some people are more high tech and they do. I'm a very visual person. Like even when it comes to our goals, when we sit down at the beginning of the year, our goals are printed off and put in our bathroom. So we both have our goals, and every single day, you're in the bathroom every day, shower, get ready in the morning, whatever. We see our goals every day. Our dream board, which is a visualization of what we want, what our goals are going to achieve us, is in our bedroom every single day. We get our clothes out of our dress or whatever. Our dream board is there because subconsciously, I know that if I ate 2 donuts last night and I want to lose 10 pounds, that's probably not helping me with my goal. Right? Or that, we want to hit a certain rank in our business to be able to, achieve something financially. That when I get up and I think about it through the day, I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing enough in my business. We're not recruiting enough. We're not on enough calls. We're not on enough onboardings. We're not in our team page enough. We're not doing the things we need to do to achieve it. So what I teach is whiteboard training. That's what I learned back in the day. So basically you take a whiteboard, especially when you get like higher ranks, it's more difficult naturally. But, somebody wants to go team leader, for example, right? You can basically put their goal at team leader, what their seller goal is as well, how many team members they have, and then you can divide it week by week. So what do they need to achieve by the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, the 28th, end of month, right? It's a really great visual, especially if you're running to like senior team leader, director, especially. You can really see on your team. And then that's when you go to your team and go, okay, what goals do you guys have this month? Oh, I want to hit silver. I hit bronze last month. Okay, great. You write down that team member, you put they want to go silver, you need a team leader leg to go director. So you can map this all out. And it's just a really good visual to kind of help you, keep it somewhere you're working all the time, whether it's on your laptop, whether it's in your office, whatever. But I know there's a lot of people that have had tremendous amount of success achieving their goals because they've really made it visual to them, right? So again, so we had SMART, right? Goal setting. So specific. What exactly do you want? The more detail you can have on it, the more likelihood of you reaching that goal because you've made it so specific. And it might not just be a rank, right? What is that rank going to do? Like how much money is it going to bring in your house every month? What's that going to do for your family? Right? How many daily pays do I want? You know what? How many grocery dollars do I want in my house every week? Or maybe and you can map this out with people on your team as well, right? Measurable. Like, how are you measuring this? Are you comparing it to the previous month? Are you comparing it to the previous week? Have you mapped it out so you can see exactly what you need? And are you exceeding or are you, less than what you expected in that time frame, right? Tracking how many people you're prospecting every day, how many people, you're putting into your funnel. And then you have a measurable, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Like that's the thing. Like this isn't like some overwhelming thing where, oh my God, I got to spend 4 hours a day doing goals. No, but it is initially going to take you time, right? Like I honestly, when I map out a month at the beginning of the month with the team we're running and where we want to be to achieve our goals and what we have to do, I could spend 6 to 8 hours, sometimes 10 hours, because our organization is so big. And if we're running certain specifics, I do it with our team, I do it for our team, and then I teach our directors how to actually go out so that they can, draw out what it looks like to achieve their goal. Right? So then we have A, which is achievable. Again, I'm just, kind of reviewing this for everybody. So is it achievable? Is something going on in your life where, I can't put all the time I want to into Modere, right? So like, what is it for you? Like, if it's achievable, and if it's too easy, then you need to step it up as well. You need to be like, you know what? Yeah, it's kind of a wimpy goal this month. I know I can do better, right? The company's starting to get momentum. There's lots of great things happening. My team is growing. Maybe it's time for you to invest more time and pour more gas on the fire and set your goal a little higher, right? So then is it realistic? Like, with your life, with everything that's going on, is that goal realistic for you to achieve? Right? Can you realistically, like, I got to go all in this month or for the next 90 days? So what we do, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this, but we do 90-day runs, right? Like, we just finished a 90-day run the end of March. We kicked off another 90-day run the end of April. We take a breath, have a glass of wine, and then we go again, right? And it's the next 90 days. And we build our business 90 days at a time. So we have 4 runs a year that ourselves, and you might have multiple runs, right? Depending when new people come in and everything. But that's really you have to kind of, you're taking that big goal and then you're dividing it down into weekly, daily activities, but then you're reviewing it, on a monthly and quarterly basis, right? So that's going to help you get to where you want to be. And then T is time bound, right? Like, what are the specific dates? Like, where do you want to be? Do you guys know and have written down where you and your team are going to be by the end of May? Like, by the end of this month, you need to know where you need to be. And then you need to fast forward and go, okay, if I can do this by the end of May, where am I going to be in June? So work backwards from July, right? So where do I want to be at the end of July? Because there's so many good things. I wish I could tell you all, but man, it's just going to be crazy. And then, where do I have to be this month, right? And then again, who in your team has to achieve X, Y, and Z for you to get that? Because that's the best part of this business. Nobody wins unless your team wins, right? Like, you can be great at customers, but if you're building a team, nobody wins unless your team wins, right? And nobody wins, I guess, too, unless your customers win, right? With your customer support and all those things you do. So I think I do have a couple more things. So basically, like, review your goals, like I said, every single month. Like, take the time. Like, every month when your month closes, sit down, take a breath and go through that business and say, okay, did I hit my goals? Well, I might have hit mine, but did everybody in my team hit them too, right? And then who can I help achieve something more the following month? I'm telling you, like, we set goals at the beginning of the year, which, if you guys, most people do, right? But if you don't write them down, number one, they're not going to happen. But then if you don't have a plan in place for them to happen, you're just hoping, right? It's kind of like, if I hit that rank, I do, right? Or whatever, right? So that's one thing that Shelly and I are very adamant about with our business and how we drive it forward and experience growth is aligning our goals with goals and people in our team, right? That want to achieve, because like I said, if their goals are in line with where we want to be, by them achieving theirs, it's going to help us achieve ours. And that's probably the best part of this, like, especially Modere. Like, honestly, lifting other people up, like, there is nothing better in the world than seeing other people achieve. And yeah, when you hit a rank because of that, it's not a selfish goal, right? It's a goal that we had, but by helping other people achieve what they want to achieve, we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. So guys, I think that is it for me tonight. I don't know if I open this up to questions. I don't think so. But anyways, I think I can stop recording, but hopefully you guys got some tips, some nuggets, some things you can use in your business, and you're all welcome. And make sure too, like, this is something, when you bring in someone new, when you enroll someone new, we do that with our onboarding. Like, we ask them what their why is, what their income goal is, what they, why they want to do this. Because not only is it great for them to set goals, but then you know where you need to be accountable to those people that come into your organization, right? Like you enrolled somebody and you know how much time you want to invest in them, you know how much support you're going to give them based on the goals that, you know, they set out to achieve in this, right? So anyways, guys, I am so excited for this month. I am so excited for each and every one of you. I can see the smiles on your faces. I mean, so many ranks popped last night. See Jenny, congratulations on Elite. Phenomenal. There's just so many people in Canada, guys, is the fastest growing market. If you're in the US, you guys are growing too, but we're first. Sorry. I got to throw it out there. We're crushing it. And yeah, I wish you guys all the best. Blessed to be here. Grateful. And guys, have a fantastic month of May and evening. Take care, guys.